Hello everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are having fun. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Today's video is going to be about the top 3 immortal frames in the game. And this, of course, this selection is made based on how a frame is able to defy death and, of course, maybe stand the test of time and stand toe-to-toe to a lot of those tough enemies in the game. And, of course, compete as the game escalates and enemy level exponentially increases. So to make things a little bit much different, I am ranking this by using the hierarchy that was used for the founders. So the lowest, which will be number 3, will be Hunter, the number 2 will be Master, and the number 1 will be Grandmaster. So the number 3 on my list as far as immortal frames will be Wukong. Now the reason why I have selected Wukong is basically because of his ability to defy death. Now why he falls on number 3 is just a matter of personal preference, and I know a lot of you have your own choice and your own decisions as well, which means my own top 3 will not always or even be relevant and related to your own top 3. So this is just my own personal list. Now Wukong is on the list mainly because he is able to defy death with his second ability, which is in quote defy, and the fact that Wukong is able to become invulnerable to damage whenever it comes back to life. Now the damage being placed on Wukong, and as far as Wukong going down and bringing himself back to life, may not be visible. However, when the health drops back to 0, he is able to come back with a certain percentage of the health as it scales down over time. However, the good thing and the most sweetest part comes in when you have the ability to defy damage and, of course, being able to be invulnerable to a lot of damages in the game. So that's one of the things that makes Wukong really shine. Now being a number 3 is because, of course, I have other 2 frames who plays higher than him whenever it comes to the ability to cheat death in the game. Number 2 for me personally will be Inaros. Now Inaros is on number 2 mainly because of its competition with the number 1 frame as far as immortal frames. Now this is one of those things that I myself even think twice, and it is one of those things where I am not sure, but after consideration for a couple of hours, I decided, you know what, Inaros will fit in the number 2 spot because of the fact that he has certain utilities and certain situations where he cannot compete or contest against the number 1 spot. Now, the Inaros being in number 2 and being on the list is because of his ability to gain health from other frames. The fact that he is able to gain health from other enemies, I meant to say, and of course when he goes down, his passive enables him to pull other enemies closer, drain their health, and come back to life, which means in most situations you will not have to revive Inaros from time to time. Now where he falls short and he goes below the belt, and even where he may even go below Wukong, is the fact that whenever Inaros goes down and the game increases and enemies scale over time, he gets into a problem in which he cannot drain the enemies fast enough to beat the kill timer. So this is one of the downsides of Inaros when it comes to you playing him. However, the good part of him is the fact that Inaros has a very large health pool. Now a lot of situations, a lot of times when a frame is said not to have a shield, it becomes one thing of a question of, whoa, what is going to happen if I don't have any shield? However, the amount of health you have with Inaros just makes him really amazing. And the fact that when you have Inaros, you can put Arcane Grace on Inaros and you will really enjoy him. And that altogether is one of the reasons why I selected Inaros as my number 2 frame for immortal gods in the game. On my number 1 as the Grandmaster, I have selected Nidus, which is once again one of the things that I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comment section already guessed it and you already typed it in anyway. The fact that Nidus is on the list is one of those things that is not even of a question, mainly because Nidus is one of the tankiest frames in the game as of the moment. His ability to defy death with his passive And also with his third ability is really amazing and it is really incredible. Nidus's fourth ability also helps him regenerate health, which is even more incredible and makes him even more tankier. And it is one of those things where I cannot wait to see what he does with his augments. Now, Nidus's first, second, and third ability is utility abilities, which also gives him one of those things where you can call stacks and of course help him defy death and transfer damage being dealt upon him to other enemies. His first and second ability helps him create and build up stacks by causing damage and inflicting damage towards enemy, and once the stacks reach 10, you can now use your fourth ability, which of course is the one that creates the maggots and all those things. The third ability helps you defy death by the way of you transferring damage to enemies. You leech onto enemies. It can be very useful whenever it comes to end game or late game, when the enemy's level begin to scale up, even maybe in some of your sortie missions, and you have to deal and fight against level 100 gunners, bombards, or even some ancients. Now you're in a situation where you can literally latch onto them and take away some of that damage being done onto you. Nidus's passive also is one of the things that put him at the very top of this list. The fact that you have the ability to defy death up to 10 times is an amazing thing, an amazing feeling for a Warframe player, because the fact still remains that a lot of times when you go into missions and you have a situation where maybe you might be playing solo, you don't have anybody to revive you, things are getting crazy, situations are getting more hectic, and all of a sudden you thought you were gonna go down, but you already built up 100 stacks. Guess what? Now you can defy death 10 times, and of course before you use all those 10 stacks up, you will even build up more stacks to replenish the ones you've used, and this even makes Nidus very much more powerful. The fact remains and the fact stands that Nidus can withstand any damage being blown up on his face, even when it comes to the end of the game. Even if you're facing against level 500, that passive will work amazingly well. Now, they may burn all your health and all your stacks down really quickly, but you can still stand their damage till you find cover, till you find a more suitable and a much more safer place for you in the game. Now, this is, of course, my own personal list. This is not the gospel truth. This is not something that everybody's supposed to go by, because I know whatever is top 3 for me is different from everybody else's, and I know a lot of you have your own top 3 as well. Let me know down below in the comment section what your own top 3 immortal frames or immortal gods in the game is. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you would love to see more on this channel and get more notifications on this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. As always, it is DA signing out. I'll see you in the next one.